Organizations love to talk about data governance like it's a box to check. Write a few policies, define a couple of metrics, lock down access, and then, boom, you're governed. But if you've actually lived inside a BI environment, you know that's not how it goes. Real BI governance isn't paperwork. It's the operating system underneath your analytics. It determines whether your dashboards become a trusted decision engine or a messy pile of reports nobody believes. Today, we're getting practical about what governance really is, why it's the dividing line between dashboard chaos and true BI maturity, and how to build a framework that actually holds up in the real world. And to do that, I'm joined by a BI strategist, a global voice in analytics maturity, and the founder of the BI channel, Ethan Nikiema. Welcome back to the BI channel, where data meets decisions. I'm Stella Sinclair. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Stella. I'm happy we're talking about governance, because it's one of the most important topics in BI and also one of the most avoided. Everyone wants advanced analytics, forecasting, decision intelligence. But governance is the part that makes all of that possible.
Let's start with the big question. Why is governance such a turning point? Why does it almost act like a gatekeeper between low maturity and high maturity BI?
Because without governance, BI becomes unreliable very quickly. One team builds a dashboard with revenue, meaning one thing, another team uses a different definition, and leadership gets two numbers in two meetings. Then people start arguing about the data instead of discussing the decision. And once trust is gone, adoption goes with it. If people don't trust the numbers, they stop using the dashboards. They go back to spreadsheets, private data extracts, personal calculations. That's how you get chaos at scale.
So governance isn't about adding friction. It's about protecting credibility.
Exactly. Governance is what makes BI usable. People confuse governance with bureaucracy, but the goal isn't to slow things down. The goal is to make the outputs consistent, explainable, and trusted.
Let's get concrete. When you say real governance, what are we actually talking about? If someone listening is thinking, okay, what should exist in my organization, what would you point to?
I break it into 5 pillars. And if any of these are missing, you will feel it in the form of broken trust, duplicated work, or conflicting results. Pillar 1 is data ownership. Someone has to be accountable for each core dataset. Not just IT owns the database. I mean a clear business owner who can answer questions like, what is this dataset for? What's considered in scope? Who approves changes? Who signs off when definitions shift?
That alone would solve a lot. Because so many teams don't even know who to call when something looks off.
Exactly. Without ownership, every issue becomes a group problem, and group problems tend to become nobody's problem. Pillar 2 is data definitions. This is where organizations either mature or stay stuck. You need standardized metrics and KPI definitions across the enterprise. Not marketing revenue versus finance revenue versus sales revenue. You can still have variations, but they must be intentional, documented, and named in a way people understand.
And this is where the classic argument shows up. What does customer mean? What counts as active? What is churn? What is net revenue?
Yes. And here's the thing. If you can't define your metrics, you can't automate your decisions. You can't build reliable forecasts. You can't scale analytics. Definitions are the foundation. Pillar 3 is data quality rules. And I don't mean a vague statement like, data should be accurate. I mean actual processes, validation checks, monitoring, issue management, and correction workflows. When quality breaks, who gets notified? How do you triage? How do you fix it? How do you prevent it from happening again?
So quality isn't just a report that says, things aren't great. It's a response system.
Exactly. A quality dashboard without a workflow is just an alarm with no fire department. Pillar 4 is access and security. Who can see what and why? You need role-based access, rules for sensitive data, compliance alignment, and a practical way to grant and revoke access without weeks of delays.
Because if it's too hard to get access the right way, people find shortcuts.
They do. And those shortcuts create risk and inconsistency. Good governance protects data and makes access predictable. Pillar 5 is the B.I. operating model. This is the one people forget because it sounds abstract. But it's the day-to-day machine, roles, responsibilities, workflows, and how B.I. work gets done. Who builds what? Who reviews? Where do requests go? What's self-service versus centrally controlled? How do changes get promoted into production? How does documentation stay current?
Which is basically saying governance can't live in a PDF. It has to show up in how people work Monday through Friday.
That's the core idea. Governance only works when it's operational. If it's only theoretical, it will be ignored the moment pressure hits.
Now, even when companies build a structure, governance still fails all the time. And when it fails, the reason is usually not a missing document. It's people. It's culture. What cultural shifts actually have to happen for governance to stick?
There are 3 big shifts. First, shared definitions over departmental independence. Most teams want to keep their own logic because it supports their narrative or their processes. Governance asks everyone to align on a common language, even if it's inconvenient.
And inconvenient is a polite word for it, because sometimes alignment feels like losing control.
Exactly. Shared definitions require humility. It's agreeing that your local optimization can't break enterprise truth. Second shift, transparency over data hoarding. In low-maturity environments, data becomes power. People hold it, protect it, gatekeep it. Governance pushes the opposite idea. The organization wins when data is visible, explainable, and accessible through clear rules.
Because collaboration can't happen if every report is a private artifact.
Right. If the most important dashboards are hidden in someone's folder, that's not BI. That's personal analytics. Third shift, consistency over convenience. This one is tough. People love quick fixes. A one-off calculation. A manual override. A custom metric for a meeting tomorrow morning. Governance says, if this matters, we do it properly, we document it, and we make it reusable.
So governance is less about having strict rules and more about building a habit of alignment.
Yes. And if you want the blunt truth, governance is maybe 20% rules and 80% negotiation. It's people agreeing on reality.
You've worked across different regions and studied how governance shows up globally. What patterns do you see when you zoom out? Do certain regions approach governance differently?
Definitely. In Europe, governance tends to be stronger because the culture is more aligned with regulation and formal process. There's often a natural comfort with standards, compliance, and documentation, which can support maturity.
So governance isn't viewed as a burden. It's viewed as normal.
Exactly. In North America, you often see the opposite strength, innovation and speed. Teams move fast, tools evolve quickly, experimentation is celebrated. The challenge is consistency. You can get impressive dashboards fast, but without strong governance, you also get fragmentation fast.
Fast value, but also fast chaos.
That's right. Then in Asia Pacific, you often see impressive scaling. Organizations can roll out BI quickly across large operations. The challenge is balancing that speed with structure, because if scaling outpaces governance, you end up with inconsistencies distributed everywhere.
So maturity isn't only technical. It reflects culture, expectations, even how organizations treat standardization.
Absolutely. The best governance is always contextual. You don't copy-paste a model from somewhere else and expect it to work without localization.
Let's give listeners a roadmap. Say I'm a BI leader or a data leader, and I'm realizing we are stuck in the messy middle. We have dashboards, we have tools, but trust is shaky and definitions are all over the place. What are the first steps to build governance that actually holds?
Start simple, but make it real. First, create a BI governance charter. Not a long academic document. A clear statement of purpose, scope, decision rights, and roles. Who decides enterprise KPIs? Who owns data domains? What does governance cover? and what does it not cover. Second, build a KPI dictionary. This is one of the highest ROI governance artifacts. Define your critical metrics in plain language: calculation logic, grain, filters, exclusions, data sources, and business owner. Make it easy to find and easy to use.
So when someone asks, which revenue are we using? The answer is not, it depends who built the dashboard. It's here's the definition and here's the owner.
Exactly. Third, establish a data quality framework. Decide what good means for key datasets. Set checks, monitoring, thresholds, and escalation paths, and keep it tied to the business impact. If a quality issue affects billing, forecasting, compliance, or customer experience, it should be treated like an operational incident. Fourth, create a governance council. Cross-functional. Not just IT, not just analytics. You need stakeholders from finance, operations, sales, marketing, risk, depending on your organization. Governance is where the business agrees on truth, so the business has to be in the room.
Because otherwise the council becomes a technical group trying to enforce decisions no one signed up for.
Exactly. And fifth, build a communication plan. This is where so many governance programs quietly fail. People can't follow rules they don't know exist. You need visibility, where definitions live, how changes are announced, how to request new metrics, how long approvals take, what the escalation path is.
That's what turns governance into something that's lived, not just stored somewhere.
Yes, governance has to be part of the daily rhythm. If it's only official on paper, it won't survive real deadlines, executive pressure, or a big shift in strategy.
We've covered a lot, so I want to land this for listeners. If you had to summarize the essentials, what should people remember after this episode?
First, governance is the foundation of BI maturity. If you want serious analytics, you need trust, and trust comes from governance. Second, without governance, BI becomes inconsistent and unreliable. Conflicting KPIs and mismatched dashboards aren't just annoying. They slowly destroy adoption. Third, effective governance is both structure and culture. You need ownership, definitions, quality, security, and an operating model, but you also need alignment and buy-in. Fourth, governance looks different by region and organization culture. The principle is universal, but the implementation must fit the context. And finally, governance is the gateway to scaling BI into things like prediction and decision intelligence. If your foundation is unstable, advanced analytics will magnify the instability.
And that last point is so important. People want to jump straight to AI and predictive models, but if you can't agree on what the KPI means, a model won't save you. It'll just automate confusion.
Exactly. Organizations that master governance are the ones that can scale BI sustainably, with confidence.
Nakel, thank you for coming on and making this real. Governance is easy to ignore until BI starts breaking, and then it becomes urgent. You gave a framework that leaders can actually use.
Thank you, Stella. Governance really is the backbone of BI success. Once you treat it like an operating system, everything else gets easier to build on top.
And thank you for listening to the BI channel, where data meets decisions. If today's conversation helped you diagnose where your organization is on the BI maturity curve, follow the show for more insights on BI, AI, and decision intelligence. And if you know someone dealing with dashboard chaos right now, share this episode with your BI team and your leadership. Awareness is the first step toward transformation. The BI channel, where data meets decisions.